Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a question that's been popping up a lot lately. Has Malaysia gone from being the most underrated country in Southeast Asia to possibly, dare I say, overhyped? For years, it was the best-kept secret in travel. But now, with millions more tourists, visa-free policies and social media singing its praises, the secret's out. The question is, has the spotlight made Malaysia even better, or has it changed the experience entirely? Let's find out. The end of a secret. For years, Malaysia was the friend you told some people about, but not everyone. Those in the know whispered about it. Affordable, diverse, safe, and far less touristy than its flashier Southeast Asian neighbors. You could sip white coffee in Ipoh without queuing behind tour buses, dive in the Perhentian Islands without elbowing past GoPro armies, and wander Georgetown's murals without photobombing an influencer. But lately the whispers have become shouts. Social media is awash with "Malaysia is so underrated" videos, which is ironic, because the more people say that, the less true it becomes. So, has Malaysia gone from criminally underrated to dangerously overhyped? Let's find out. How Malaysia earned its underrated status. This reputation didn't just appear overnight. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Malaysia wasn't ignored exactly, but it wasn't a star either. Thailand had the beach, Bali had Eat, Pray, Love, and Singapore had Marina Bay Sands. Malaysia had, well, beaches, jungles, cities, and food to rival all three, just without the Hollywood or Instagram spotlight. According to the United Nations World Tourism Organization, Malaysia attracted around 10 million visitors in the year 2000, compared to Thailand's 9.6 million. But over the next decade, Thailand surged ahead thanks to aggressive marketing and a global reputation for cheap, carefree travel. Malaysia kept growing, but quietly, without the same hype machine. The upside? Fewer crowds. The downside? Fewer tourism dollars, slower brand recognition, and a constant battle to be noticed in the global travel market. The tourism boom, a game-changing surge. Fast forward to the mid-2020s, and the story looks very different. According to Reuters, Malaysia welcomed 16.9 million international tourists between January and May 2025, a 20% jump from the same period in 2024. That's nearly the population of Belgium arriving in just 5 months. Even more striking, in the first quarter of 2025, Malaysia actually overtook Thailand as the most visited country in Southeast Asia, according to regional travel platform cca.co. Malaysia clocked in at 10.1 million arrivals, compared to Thailand's 9.5 million. For context, Malaysia's entire 2022 total was just 10 million visitors. Visa strategy and policy moves. So how did Malaysia pull this off? Part of the answer is smart policy. In December 2023, the government introduced visa-free entry for Chinese and Indian tourists, two of the fastest-growing outbound markets in the world. According to Tourism Malaysia, these changes directly contributed to a surge in arrivals from China, which jumped by more than 40% in early 2024. The strategy wasn't just about visas. Malaysia invested in targeted marketing campaigns in key cities, from Shanghai to Sydney, promoting its blend of modern cities, pristine beaches, and cultural diversity. Airlines responded by increasing routes. AirAsia added new connections from India, and Malaysia Airlines expanded flights to Europe. Malaysia versus Thailand, a role reversal. For decades, Thailand was untouchable in the regional tourism game. Its Land of Smiles branding, combined with inexpensive flights and well-worn tourist circuits, made it a giant. But according to the Thai Ministry of Tourism, the country's recovery from the pandemic has been slightly slower than Malaysia's, especially in attracting long-haul visitors. Malaysia's edge? A best of Southeast Asia in one trip proposition. Kuala Lumpur offers the urban buzz. Penang and Malacca deliver UNESCO heritage charm. Sabah and Sarawak boast wild rainforests and orangutans, and islands like Redang and Langkawi provide the beach escapes. The social media effect. Here's the double-edged sword. The same content creators who once discovered Malaysia are now flooding the internet with videos about it. A quick YouTube search turns up thousands of titles along the lines of "Why Malaysia is the best country in the world" or "The most underrated destination in Asia." It's great for awareness, but it also creates an echo chamber. Batu Caves, the Petronas Towers, Penang street food, Langkawi sunsets. These are incredible, but they're now almost mandatory shots in travel vlogs. That repetition risks narrowing the perception of Malaysia into a handful of overexposed experiences. Signs of overhype, crowding and costs. Some places are already feeling the squeeze. According to local tourism boards, hotel occupancy in Penang hit 90% during Chinese New Year 2025, with Georgetown's heritage core sometimes resembling a pedestrian bottleneck. Langkawi's room rates have risen by as much as 30% during peak season, according to the Malaysian Association of Hotels. Even smaller destinations like Perhentian Kecil, once a backpacker's hideaway, now require booking months in advance for high season. That said, Malaysia isn't yet at Bali's level of over-tourism, where infrastructure and environment buckle under the strain. But in certain hotspots, the warning signs are there. Still room to grow. The underrated side. Here's where Malaysia still earns its underrated badge. It's big, it's diverse, and large chunks of it remain off the tourist radar. Malaysian Borneo, Sabah and Sarawak still sees a fraction of Penang's or KL's numbers. Towns like Taiping, Kuching and Kota Baru remain deeply local in character. In other words, while KL and Penang may be brushing up against overexposure, you can still find long stretches of coast, highland villages, or jungle trekking routes where your phone signal and the crowds disappear. The economic upside. Tourism is now a major pillar of Malaysia's economy. According to Tourism Malaysia's 2024 report, the sector contributed about 14% of GDP and supported more than 3.5 million jobs. Beyond the economics, there's soft power. More visitors mean more people returning home as unofficial ambassadors for the country. For policymakers, this is gold. A rising tourism profile strengthens Malaysia's position in ASEAN, attracts foreign investment, and boosts cultural exports. The case for overrated. Critics say that Malaysia's current hype cycle could lead to problems down the road. Over-reliance on a few key markets, Singapore, Indonesia, China, could leave the sector vulnerable to shocks. And if certain destinations become too crowded or expensive, Malaysia risks alienating the very travelers who helped make it popular. The case for still underrated. Supporters argue Malaysia hasn't even hit its peak. For perspective, Thailand welcomed 39.9 million tourists in 2019, Vietnam 18 million. Malaysia's 2024 figure of about 29 million suggests it still has headroom before it reaches saturation. And unlike some neighbors, Malaysia has strong infrastructure, modern airports, highways, and healthcare that can absorb higher visitor numbers without the wheels coming off. Conclusion: walking the tightrope. So, is Malaysia underrated or overhyped? The answer is both. It's still got huge untapped potential in under-visited regions, and it's offering one of the most complete travel packages in Asia. But in its most famous spots, the balance is shifting. Crowds, rising prices, and social media sameness are real risks. If Malaysia can manage its growth wisely, promoting new destinations, regulating visitor flows, and preserving cultural authenticity, it might just pull off the rare trick of being both popular and special. Until then, whether you see it as an emerging superstar or a soon-to-be saturated hotspot may depend on when you visit and how far you're willing to wander from the Instagram trail. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next deep dive into Southeast Asia's most fascinating places. And tell us in the comments, do you think Malaysia is still underrated, or is it starting to get a little overhyped? Your take might make it into our next video.